If you've been trying to grow your hair out for years just to have it keep breaking off at the exact same length, you need to watch this, because everything you've been told about damaged hair and growing it out is wrong. I own a hair salon, and I've taken thousands of women having hair so damaged they wanted to chop it all off, to hair so healthy people asked if they got extensions. Today, I'm sharing my exact 5-step routine that stops the breakage and repairs the damage. And if you actually follow this, you will grow the long, healthy hair that you've always wanted. Let's start with step 1, the damage assessment. Before you can fix the damage, you need to know what's causing it, because if you skip this step, you're gonna stay confused and keep going back to square one. And damage can be sneaky. Most of my clients have gotten so used to damage that they don't even realize that they have it anymore. They think things like, that's just how my hair is, and there's nothing I can do about it besides chopping it off. But there actually is a ton you can do about it if you know modern hair care. There's 3 main causes of hair damage. The first is chemical damage. This comes from things like color, bleach, relaxers, perms. You don't need to avoid these things, but you do need to fix your hair afterwards. For example, if you got highlights 2 years ago, that damage is still there working its way down your hair shaft, and it needs to be fixed, which I'll show you later. The second type of damage is mechanical damage. This is from things like brushing, really tight ponytails, or towel drying your hair too aggressively. My clients think that this is the primary cause of breakage because that's where they see their hair come out. But there's actually something much deeper that causes it in the first place, which we'll talk about later too. The third type is environmental damage. This is heat styling, sun exposure, even pollution can have an effect. This damage is from failing to protect your hair and give it what it needs. But here's the kicker that nobody talks about. Most of the time, it's not just one type of damage. It's all 3 working together to destroy your hair. And here's the part that's gonna make you angry. Big hair care doesn't really want you to fix your hair. Damaged hair requires way more products than healthy hair does. That's why they sell so many different types of repair products. Most of them do nothing. So you'll keep buying and trying new products over and over, looking for the solution. The good news is, once you know what you're dealing with, repairing your hair is pretty straightforward if you have someone willing to give you the answers.
You know somebody?
I know a guy. But before we get to that, we first have to stop the damage. All right, let's talk about heat damage first, because I get really frustrated with the terrible advice that I see people giving on this. I have a friend that I'll call Cindy, and every time I run into her, she's like, I'm still not heat styling. My hair's gonna be super healthy soon.
You have a lot of friends who are girls. We need to talk about this later.
That's right. And she says it like I should be congratulating her or tell her, great job for not using heat, but she actually has it all backwards. A lot of people think that hair is so simple that if they just remove heat, then their hair will always be damage-free. And spoiler alert, it does not work like that. Case in point, the last time I saw her, I asked, when was the last time you actually did heat style? She thinks for a second, and she's like, actually, it was at my brother's wedding, so it's been like 5 years now. Wait a second, why does my hair still look the same? The answer is because most damage is not coming from heat. It's just a scapegoat. Heat, when used correctly, is completely safe and actually improves the health of your hair. And this routine is not about putting your hair in a bubble so nothing ever touches it, because there's no point having great hair if you can't show it off by heat styling. If you use a heat protectant, which you should be because you're watching my videos, and let your hair rest 3 days before you use heat again, you can repair and grow your hair out while heat styling the entire time. What you really need to watch out for is the other types of environmental damage. Your hair is constantly leaking moisture. UV rays are breaking down your hair's protein structure and drying out the inside of your hair shaft.
especially if you live in Florida.
It's that dryness that makes your hair brittle, and this is where the majority of damage comes from, not heat styling. I'll show you how to fix that in just 1 minute. First, I want to change your mindset because you do not have bad hair. I'm going to repeat that. You do not have bad hair. You've just been given bad information by a hair industry that profits by keeping you confused and constantly buying more products. The moment you stop falling for their tricks, your hair will start healing immediately because it actually wants to be healthy. Let's talk about the reset. Most women think that resetting their hair means chopping it all off. But guess what? If you do that, your hair is gonna grow back with the exact same damage again. In 6 months, you'll be right back where you are right now. You may have had this happen to you already.
Not saying any names.
And P.S., if your stylist tells you to chop your hair off, they don't understand modern hair care. It's come a long way in the past few years, and it's important that you talk to somebody who knows about that. The correct way to reset your hair is with a repair product. But most of my clients get lost here because big hair care has so many repair products available. Some brands have entire lines of repair products: repair shampoo, repair treatments, repair serums, masks, liquid repair spray conditioners, another repair treatment. But this entire setup is actually a trap that they laid out for you.
I love laid out for me traps. Just kidding.
For big hair care, each of these products is like bait on the end of a hook in the water. They know that you, the fish, are gonna swim along and bite on one.
As long as it's yummy.
And the more bait they have in the water, the better chance they have at stealing your money. But when most of my clients come up to this, they don't realize that it's a trap. They're just like, whoa, that's a lot. I don't really know what to pick. Shampoo and conditioner seems easy. I guess I'll go with that. And logically, that makes total sense. But this is big hair care we're dealing with. And if they made it easy for you to get amazing hair, you would have had it a decade ago. Here's the truth. Most of these products will actually make your hair worse, except for these two. And the repair shampoo and conditioner is actually the worst pick out of all of them. You literally can't even make this up. Shampoo has one job: get your hair clean. That is it. Shampoo cannot do a good job of that and repair your hair at the same time. So say no to the shampoo and conditioner. The leave-in is actually more of a styling product. The mask is good. The intensive treatment is good. No one needs a spray conditioner, and definitely no one needs a serum. Real repair only happens with a separate concentrated repair treatment, not with the shampoo that's supposed to do like 5 different things at the same time. This will give you results on the very first wash. Let me show you how it's done. All right, so good repair products are technically called bond repair products. That's because they repair bonds in your hair at the molecular level to reconnect broken protein chains. They penetrate your hair shaft and literally rebuild it one bond at a time. But here is where a ton of my clients get lost. They don't apply this correctly. To get a good result, this needs to sit on your hair for 10 minutes before you shampoo, but it's really hard to spread on dry hair. What you want to do is pop your head in the shower. You don't even need to get undressed, just to get your hair damp real quick. Then you can go straight back to your full-size mirror and apply it so you can see exactly where it's going and get full coverage. After it's in your hair, just go watch Netflix or something for 10 minutes and then go back in the shower, shampoo like normal, condition like normal. That's all you have to do. You don't need to be good at hair to get the results.
But how long does this take?
If you're doing this, let's say once a week, which is what I recommend, the answer is not that long. But it also depends on how damaged your hair is when you start. Let's say that it's really damaged. The longest that I've ever seen this take is 12 weeks, which that sounds like a long time, but keep in mind, your hair is steadily improving week by week. So when you see that improvement, it feels like, oh my gosh, this is happening really quickly. It's pretty fun. On the other hand, if you only have a little bit of damage, it may only take 8 weeks or only 4 weeks. The real question is, how do you know when to stop? Because you don't want to waste product after your hair is already fully repaired. My rule of thumb here is to just keep going until you stop seeing an improvement. If the last 2 times that you've used this, you haven't seen a difference, you can stop. It's done, your hair is fully repaired. But just for fun, let's say that you're impatient.
I don't know who you're suggesting is impatient.
Here's a tip that'll really speed this up for you. What you want to do is pair this with, instead of conditioner, you're going to use a high quality hair mask. Together, the two create an extremely healthy environment for your hair, where the bond product is fixing that internal structure of your hair, and the mask is replenishing moisture to those new parts of your hair as it's being built back up. And literally all you have to do is use this mask instead of your normal conditioner. You don't need to do both. There's a lot of talk online about that. Only one or the other. In my salon, we use Morocco's weightless hydrating mask because it's incredibly moisturizing without the heaviness and weight. Here's another huge mistake that I see people make with repair treatments. They think that it's like this one and done thing. Like, I repaired my hair, I'm never gonna have to do this again, thank God. But here's the thing about hair damage. It happens continuously. Every time you color your hair or neglect it, you need to repair it a little or a whole lot. It's kind of like maintaining a nice car. You can't change the oil once and then expect it to run fine forever.
Unless you have a Tesla and then you change it. Never.
Cheater. Repair treatments are absolutely amazing at repairing damage, but they cannot prevent new damage from happening. Congratulations, you've made it to step 5, your daily protection. All right, this is the step that separates people who actually grow long, healthy hair from the people who stay stuck in that damaged hair trimming cycle forever. I'm gonna show you how to create an invisible armored barrier around each strand of your hair that prevents damage before it can even happen. Welcome to my life's work, which is what I call the Trinity routine. It is the most important thing that you will ever learn about hair. If you don't use it, you hate your hair. It's called the Trinity routine because there are 3 parts to your hair: roots, mids, and ends. Hopefully you already have a shampoo and conditioner that's a perfect match for your hair type, aka your shampoo soulmate, because if you do, your scalp and roots are gonna be protected and healthy, so you've already got the first of the 3 parts taken care of. But the real magic happens with the 2 products that go on after the wash. These are not optional. They're not if you feel like it products. They're absolutely mandatory if you want healthy hair that grows long. Let me show you why. Like we said, your hair is always losing moisture to the environment. It's kind of like having a water balloon with tiny holes in it. You can keep filling it up, but it's going to slowly deflate unless you seal those holes. As your hair loses that moisture, it becomes brittle, and brittle hair breaks, preventing it from getting length. It really is that simple. But here's what a lot of my clients struggle to understand. Adding more moisture is not the solution. You need to seal the moisture that you already have inside your hair. This is where the second step, leave-in conditioner, becomes your hair's best friend. Think of it as a bulletproof vest, but for your hair. I have a client we'll call Rachel, who is doing everything else right, except she was skipping the leave-in conditioner because she felt like, I think that might make my hair greasy. Her hair was constantly breaking off at her mids, so she never got any length. But the day that I finally convinced her to add leave-in conditioner to her routine, the breakage stopped almost instantly just from adding that one product, and she was finally able to grow her hair out. It's an easy solution. Leave-in conditioner gives you that invisible barrier that locks moisture in and keeps damage out. Now in my salon, we use my weightless leave-in conditioner, but Pureology Color Fanatic is almost just as good. I always want to give you alternatives because this channel isn't about me, it's about helping you. Anyway, here's a technique that's going to change your life. Leave-in conditioner is the first product that goes on your hair after you wash. Not oil, not serum, not a styling product. Leave-in first, always. You're gonna apply it to damp, towel-dried hair, not soaking wet because too much water will actually dilute this and give you a weaker seal. For fine hair, it's 8 to 10 sprays. Medium hair gets 10 to 12, and coarse needs 12 to 16. When you're done spraying, just make sure to brush it through your hair so it spreads evenly. But there's a step 3 here that we still need to do because one area of your hair needs extra protection. Your ends are the oldest, most fragile part of your hair because they've been on your head for the longest amount of time. They've experienced the most wear and tear, plus they're open and exposed at the bottom like a frayed rope. This is where hair oil becomes absolutely crucial. While leave-in conditioner protects the entire length of your hair, only oil is strong enough to really cap and seal your ends. And here's something that shocks a lot of my clients. Not all hair oils are created equally. In fact, a lot of them are absolute garbage. Cheap oils, generally anything under like $15, are just gonna sit on top of your hair, making it feel greasy without actually penetrating or protecting anything. They're basically like putting cooking oil on your hair. High quality oils are usually a blend of penetrating oils and protective silicones. The oils moisturize the inside of your hair, while the silicones create a smooth protective barrier on the outside. Which oil you use depends on your hair type. For coarse hair, I recommend Moroccan Oil's original treatment because it's strong enough to really restore moisture. But for fine and medium hair, I really recommend Olaplex 7 because it's extremely light and doesn't weigh hair down. The difference between high and low quality oil is huge. Good oil makes your hair feel silky, shiny, and protected, where bad oil makes your hair feel greasy and dirty, and you get tricked into thinking hair oil isn't good when really you just haven't tried the good stuff. Now, the timing of these products really matters. Leave-in conditioner is only going to be used on damp hair on wash days, never on dry hair. And hair oil goes on after styling as a final step on dry hair. Because if you put it in wet hair, you can't see how much you're using or if it's evenly spread or not. It's a good way to mess this up. Doing it in this order is crucial because it makes sure each product does its job without interfering with the others. So here's what happens when you commit to the Trinity routine. Your hair starts behaving like healthy hair is supposed to. It holds styles longer because the cuticles are smooth and sealed, and it feels softer because moisture isn't constantly escaping, and it grows longer because your ends aren't breaking off anymore. And really, most importantly, you get to stop living in fear of damaging your hair. You can style it, you can enjoy it, and live your life because you know it's protected. That's the freedom that comes with proper protection. All right, if you want to join the hair revolution and get the perfect product matches for your hair type, you can check out my recommended product list. It has a hair type quiz and walks you through everything. The link is in the description. Good luck out there, Rebels. Have a good one.